the only three steps, that's five, the only three steps that you'll need to crowdfund your next 5K in 30 days for your next music release. And just in case you wondered what that was like my cheap budget explosion. So, to catch attention. Because, guys, you capture attention, you nurture the audience, you're able to connect, and then you tell them what you'd like them to do. That is this whole process. And what I love about crowdfunding is that you can do that process that you have to do on social media anyway, and then actually get paid while you figure it out. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. The three steps you actually need to crowdfund your first 5K in 30 days or 10K, because Sharon Leah, congratulations, shout out to Sharon Leah, crowdfunded her first 10K in 60 days. So congratulations, Sharon Leah. How do you know if you're in the right place here? Are you an artist who is doing music? Maybe the funds are just slowly dripping into your bank account. And if you're someone who is passionate about music, you know that this is the right place for you. You know that you have a calling in music. You know that you're not going to just give it up anytime soon. But you also know that the funds come in very slowly. And so I know a lot of artist coaches. I know a lot of different things that you can do to put your time into to build your audience, to build your music career. But the thing that I started with personally, and that got me out of hiding and that got me out of the slow grind of drip, drip, drip and the funds, was actually crowdfunding. It got me out of hiding. It got me to be brave and to create abundance with everything that I already had around me. So it wasn't like I had to wait for someone's permission or I had to wait for the fans to come in. No, I decided that I had abundance all around me, and it was time to create right now here so that I could finish production for my EP. Now, some of you might be singer-songwriters like me and need the funds for production. Some of you might be producers already and you would need the funds for other things like promotion. So if you're here watching the replay or if you're here live, put promo or put production if you would use an extra 5K for production or for promotion or for both. Put it in the chat right now so that I can see. And if you guys don't know me, my name is Jessica Allen. I am a singer-songwriter as well as an artist crowdfunding coach. And I do have a passion to get artists equipped. I've been a vocal coach for the last 15 plus years. But the thing is, the thing that I saw was that artists might be equipped, they got their voices together, they've got their skills, but do they have the funds to actually implement on those things? And it was just taking way too long to create the funds, building the fan base slowly, 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 drip by drip. And so that's why I want artists to be equipped, funded, and then put out their music as fast as possible instead of waiting on the world to change. Work with the world and work with people to create what you know that you're not going to give up. I knew I was at this place in my journey where I was like, I'm not giving music up. It's not like I'm going anywhere anytime soon. So I might as well figure this out now. And if you can be a creative thinker, if you can run with what you got and believe that there's abundance all around you, then you could create massive, massive results in just a short amount of time. So how cool is that? So my first question is, how much would you crowdfund, or how much funds would you need to complete your current music project? Would you need 5K? Would you need 10K? My second question is, how fast would you like it? Would you like it in 30 days, 60 days, the next 90 days, ASAP? When do you see it coming in? And then my last question is, if you are an artist who believes that your music has value, that you have value to offer the world, and you wouldn't stop, even if you get rejected, even if someone puts you down, even if someone thinks you're crazy, you're like, no, I'm going to do the work anyway, no matter what anyone thinks, then you're in the right place. And if you're someone who still struggles with that, if you're someone who gets emotionally drained, it comes down to your leadership. And the only reason that I created such abundance in my life in a short amount of time is because I had a coach who was walking alongside me and said, you know what? You could stop here and be in your comfort zone, or you can go and create something that you've never created before. And in 2 weeks, I actually created more than 5K. I created $20,000 in my life, and the 5K was part of that $20,000. So here's the thing: once you start momentum in this process of creating abundance in your life, it doesn't stop. You keep going. You become that person who can hold and sustain your career. And at the end of the day, what if we become that person? Nobody can take that away. Nobody can take away your education. No one can take away your character. No one can take that away from you. It is your choice every single day to live your life, to live the life that you were called to live. And so, who you become in that process is also your choice. And it is completely up to you, but you don't have to do it alone. And that's why I created the 3 steps to crowdfund your first 5K in 30 days. So here we go. What are the 3 steps? The first step is going to be your signature story. And your signature story is something that drives the whole campaign. I always say that crowdfunding is like throwing a party. And so if you're going to throw a party, you need a house. And if you don't have a house, it's time to build it. So the foundation is your story. Connection is currency. So, connection, your story, who you are, that's what attracts people to you. And the more vulnerable, the more open you are, the more people will come because the more bravery you're displaying. And so many people, it's like that person who drives down the street with a nice car, and we're all like, what would I look like in that car? Right? It's like, uh, or you could judge the person. There's that too. We all do that. But the thing is, we judge because we don't have that, or we don't have any capacity to understand how to create that. But if someone walked us through how to create it, and it wasn't going to ruin our life, it wasn't going to like, uh, you know, hurt our family or something like that, we do it, right? And so maybe you're not driven by materialistic things. I'm not really a car person, but it's a great example of building something. When you build something and someone sees you doing something and you share your story about how you got there, that creates connection with people. And then you start inspiring people, and you say, huh, maybe someday I could create that. Maybe someday I could have that car. Again, not a car person. Totally get it if that analogy doesn't work. But maybe someday I could be that brave. Maybe someday I could share my story that way. Or someone thinks you, when you share your story, wow, I really relate with this person. This is my story too. Think about your favorite artist. Why do you follow your favorite artist? It's because we see ourselves in them, right? We see ourselves in them. And when you open the doors to connection in this way, that's what will drive your campaign. You just keep sharing the same story over and over again. You release the EP, you share the same story over and over again in magazines and publications. You get interviewed on TV, you share the same story over and over and over again. And stories sell. And, you know, sell could be a uncomfortable word for you, or it could be service. When you bring value, people give value. So the only way that you're going to create this type of abundance in your life is if you create value. And what I find is most artists are great storytellers, and they don't necessarily know how to do it in words. They know how to do it in a song. But if you're that person, I was that person too. I was like, I'd rather just sing to you, but I decided to learn how to share my story with words. And that's what I help artists do: is how do you share your story in the most compelling, most articulate, most like empathy driven way. And that's what creates the connection and the foundation for your entire campaign. So that's number one, signature story. Number two is your teams and systems. So if you're going to throw a party, you've got to have walls, you got to have a roof, you got to have the structure for people to come over and be themselves. And so the teams and systems, and I'm actually partnering up with a friend. His name is Billy. And he is someone who has helped artists create anywhere from 0 to 100K streams. He's someone who helps artists build their social media base, their email list, and still keep connected to who they are as an authentic artist. So I'm partnering up with Billy, and we're actually creating our own event at the end of the month. to talk about how to create these systems to sustain you for the long term. So these are systems you have to establish as a creative, as a business owner, as an entrepreneurial artistpreneur. And why not get paid while you do it is always my thought. So as you crowdfund, why not get some new systems in place? So that's number two, teams and systems. And then you're going to bring some team members on board. You're going to bring people in on this process to support you. You're going to share your story with people. They're going to respond, and you're going to have team members with you along this journey. Now, a lot of artists I know, raise your hand if you've ever been this artist, but they're lone wolfers. They do it on their own. Stop believing that you're just going to do this artist thing on your own. It's at the end of the day, it's not about just me. It's not about just you. It's about how do we create the impact that we want to create with our music, right? Because people don't just listen to our music just to listen to our music. They listen to our music because it impacts them, it moves them, it connects with them, it makes a difference in their life. And so, why would we do anything different for the business side of what we do as artists? And if you're a career-driven artist, this is something that you get to commit to. Like, no matter what, I'm going to learn it. And so, again, if you're a hobbyist, just be a hobbyist. That's fine. But if you're committed to this artist lifestyle, if this is a lifestyle for you and you know it's not going away anytime soon, it's time to learn how to build your structure. It's time to learn how to throw your party, build the structure of the walls and the roof, and create a lasting system that doesn't take your energy long term, that you can actually sustain, that can build your confidence and build your fan base, and is straightforward and easy. And with if you throw a crowdfund, you're getting paid to mess up and figure it out. So that's number two. And then number three is you're going to throw the crowdfund. So this is the part where you actually throw the party. Hi, Lindy Lou, welcome. And there's someone on Facebook, welcome. This is where you actually throw the party. So you're going to welcome in people who enjoy your music. You're going to welcome in people who want to hear from you. And these are the early adopters. So they're like, yes, I will help you move the furniture. I will help you hang up pictures in your house. I will help you. I got a truck. Let me help you. And so these are the early adopters that you find helping you with your crowdfund. And these people are the ones that are going to be your foundation. They are your super fans. They are with you, whatever you do. And you've inspired them with your story. You've inspired them with who you are and what you do in your life. And so that's the power of running a crowdfund, is you can do that. Now, if you're someone who doesn't know, is scared to share this with people. I know a lot of artists who say, okay, I get down to the crowdfund, I share it with a few people, and then I stop. That's where coaching comes in. That's where you don't have to do this alone. That's where you can say, hey, I need some encouragement, or I need to remember who I am, or I need some advice on how to communicate better so that I'm actually creating a difference in people's lives. I think that one of the biggest fears for people is looking desperate or looking like they need something. Well, yeah, we all need something. We all need a little love every once in a while. You don't receive it until you ask for it. We all need a little support every once in a while. It's okay to ask for support, and it's okay if someone thinks you're weird. How many people struggle with that? Like, oh my gosh, what are they going to think about me? What I will tell you is that if you're going to create your vision, if you're going to create this artist lifestyle, if you're going to create big things in your life, you may face some people that think it's weird. But are you going to stop because they thought it was weird? Or are you going to keep going because this is who you are, because this is what you're called to, because you're going to bring in partners who actually believe in you. And the people who didn't, you're either going to prove them wrong, or they're going to come on board later. They're going to be later adopters. That's totally cool. Not everyone has to be an early adopter, but or they're going to leave your community and they weren't for you, right? So it's okay to have people say no in this process. No is completely like awesome. At least I know where you stand, right? It's either a yes or a no at the end of the day. And so this process, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it is simple. It's 3 easy steps and it is straightforward. So if you're someone who's curious about how to crowdfund uh, your own project, hi Karen, by the way. Karen was one of my clients who've done this before. Um, if you're curious about how to do that, put crowd in the chat and I will get you everything you need so that you can start right now. And right now, I'm actually partnering up with my friend Billy Big Shot Beats. We're doing an event at the end of the month. It's June 28th and 29th. Friday 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. PST, and Saturday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. PST. We're going to talk about these 3 steps. How do you form your signature story? How do you film your opt-in video for the crowdfund with your story at the forefront? How do you create teams and systems that last a lifetime in your business? And we're going to do the work together. How do you move forward with launching your own crowdfund? We're going to talk about that. And how do you use this process to create 100K streams like Billy helps his clients do? How do you use this process to actually 10x what you got going on before? So that's what we're going to be going over. If you're curious about that, put crowd in the chat and I'll be sure to get you the details. Thanks guys so much for joining in and appreciate you. Look, here's the thing. You can create more than you believe. And you can create urgency without being triggered, well, I won't say without being triggered, becoming a different person. You can create in urgency if you become that person who can stand in the pressure and create diamonds and create beautiful things. You can create amazing results in your life, not just creatively, but financially. And if that's good news to you, put crowd in the chat because let's chat. Let's chat about it. Okay? All right. Have an amazing day, guys. And go create something today. What are you going to go create? What is your next goal for the day? Set aside an hour today.